friends, welcome back to yet another video. So today we're tying a shrimp and I got inspired by this one from David McPhail. He posted an upside down shrimp on his YouTube channel a week ago or something like that, and I thought it was just hella cool, so I kind of wanted to do my take on it. So thank you to Davey. You are a massive inspiration, not only to me, but I'm pretty sure you inspire thousands of people out there. So thank you from me. Let's jump down to the vise here and tie this upside down shrimp, which is in winter colors, in white, which seems to be a really cool, a really good color combo, especially for winter and probably the rest of the year as well. So let's jump to it here. Where's my bobbin? There. So the hook in the vise is of course from Eric's Hooks, and it is the NS 156 in a size 8, so it's a fairly small hook. But this hook is actually quite large. For at least for its size, which is an 8. The shank is a bit longer. I would say the shank is equivalent to maybe a size 6. So keep that in mind if you're shopping for these hooks and you think that 8 is too small. This is more like a size 6, in my opinion. A great hook though. Like most of the hooks from Eric's. So let me get a base layer going here. Like so. This fly needs to be weighted a little bit. So here's a rare thing for you to see that I put on some non-lead wire on my fly. But this one needs that weight to it down here in the almost in the hook bend to kind of help the fly tilt over, so the hook point will be riding up. And a way to do that is to add a little bit of weight here to the top part of the hook. Right now it's the top part. When I flip it over, it will be the bottom part. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I just flipped it over on this side to make it easier for me. So, and the thread I'm using here is a GSP from Vivus, a 30 denier. And the cool thing about this thread is you can grab your bobbin holder here and just pull the thread straight through that wire. So you don't have to destroy your scissors. And I'm tying this in so that I have 2 pieces. Let me just secure this real quick. Again, pull the thread straight through. So let me flip this over so you can see it. Still on the top or on the bottom if you like, but roughly on the sides, so that I can place another one in between. Almost these two. Whoop. And this one I want to extend a little bit out over the previous 2, so you can see here it will kind of give a little taper to that weight added. Same thing here, just slightly over and then pull the thread through. And just secure that with some wraps. And now I have a little keel. You can also take your scissors, not with the sharp side, but just with the flat edge, and then just kind of push that wire flat there. If you're having trouble, like I am now, to kind of get it to stay where it is. right. So let's get the fly the right way around, which is also the wrong way around. I hope you don't get too confused. I'm just joking. So here you can see the keel I've added, and that will help the fly flip over on the right side. Then I want to grab some of this. I've already prepared a bunch here for the sake of the length of this video, but Supreme hair looks like this. This is clear, and you can get this in all sorts of colors, so just go crazy with it. Cut out a small bunch like this, and remember to table them so they are on uneven lengths. And then just kind of spread that out in a V like this, so you can get a little bit on each side of the hook here. Get a few wraps in so it sits on the hook. You can work with it. And I want this fairly long, something like 2 times the hook shank, and then just secure this down the shank a little bit. Cut off what you don't need, and work your way back up and really secure this. Like that. And you can kind of just pull this. This is a really durable material, so you can just pull it and really force it to do what you want it to. Something like that. It's looking good. Then I want some dubbing. In this case, some STF dubbing, which stands for synthetic translucent fiber. Get a small ball up here, and then just brush this out. Remember what I always say, you need to, if you want to make a good looking shrimp, use some extra time on the head, because that will really make or break your fly. At least that's what I think. Pull the fibers forwards and then just tie straightly on top of that, and then just slowly build up that head. Get on some more, and I like to do this in stages, just to maintain the control of the amount of materials I put on and stuff like that. So just take your time with it, and then just build it up slowly like this. You guys remember a few weeks back I said I needed to put on some new Velcro on my brush. Still haven't done that. So here we go. That is looking shrimpy to me. I don't know, a little bit more. Just a tiny bit. Underside here. I don't know if you can see it here. It has a weird spot here. I think it needs a little bit more, so I'll just add in a bunch here. flare that out. There we go. That is nice. Just take this with it as well. Flip it out. Flip it over on itself. So this is, I'm kind of just winging it here, right? So now you're seeing firsthand how I would build up a fly. When designing it. So here you can see the head is looking pretty much like a shrimp. And of course a shrimp needs eyes. I will be using these new ones from Easy Shrimp Eyes. Well, they're not new, but the size is new. They finally come out with a size in extra small, which is perfect. I've never used the other ones that much because I thought they were too big. So when these came out, I was just really excited about it, and they are just as good as I thought they would be. And it makes it really easy to get a shrimp that is very very perfect when it comes to the eyes, because they will be equally long, and it's also very easy to get them to sit on the top of the hook, because there are these little tiny grooves on the eyes here. Let me show you. So these are really small, and I put on a gray t-shirt. it might be a little bit hard for you to see, but it has some small grooves in here, which makes it really easy to tie them in. Right, so now they're on. Then I want to get in a rib of some sort. And the one I'll be using here is a Tinsel in the color opal. Fairly thin one, because I don't want it to dominate the fly too much. I want it to have some flash in there, and also to secure the hackle that I will be putting on in just a second. But just remember to take a thin one, because otherwise it will just dominate the fly too much. That is, of course, entirely up to you. If you wanted to dominate your fly, just tie in some tinsel that is broader. Okay, so for the hackle, I am using a soft hackle patch, hen feathers. Hen feathers are softer, but also shorter than the ones from a rooster, let's say. But they are really great for something like this. And I want to prep this because I don't want the fly to be too bulky, looking like a bottle. These cleaners for bottles, you know, bottle cleaner, if it's even called that in English. I'm just taking the Danish word for it. Just get that one in here on the side of the hook. See if I can break this off. Yep. And you can also see it here. The taper of the fly has almost happened by itself because of that non-lead wire there. So the taper is already done. All I need to do now is to cover it with a little bit of dubbing. So as you know me, I always start backwards with the dubbing, just to cover that hook shank. I don't like a bare hook shank shining through my dubbing, especially when it's you can get away with it if it's a black dubbing and the hook being black and all that, and a black tying thread. But when it's white and the hook is black, you will see it straight away. It's a look, but it's a look that I don't like. Some more on here. Just put a good amount on. You can always brush it out. Off here. And here you can see also I always stop a few mil from the eye, because you want a little bit of room back there for your whip finish and all that stuff that will be going back there, the hackle and the rib. So it's always a good idea to stop a few millimeters before the hook eye, if that's something you've been struggling with. I know it was when I first started tying flies. I would always get a clumsy finish. I know it doesn't matter that much, but if you're a perfectionist like me, it does matter. So get that hackle down through the fly. Grab it a little bit, and here of course you have to be careful because the tip of this feather is really thin, and usually it breaks when I tie it off here, so you just have to be really careful. You can see it here, you know, it doesn't need a lot of force to break out on that thin tip. Clean all this up, pushing the fibers a little bit forwards, and then just tie on top of that with a few securing wraps, and then you can kind of just make these stand out from the hook. You can also see I left a little bit of the marabou part on there because it really adds to the bulkiness of the head of the fly. So let me just plug off the feather here so I can show it to you. What I did, I think I forgot to mention it. The feather looks like this. So I like to plug off some of the marabou, not all of it, and leave in a little bit, let's say a centimeter down here. And then what I did was I stripped one side of the feather like this. See it there? And then you want to tie it in with the stripped side pointing upwards against your chin. That way the fibers will turn in the right direction. So let's get my rib here. And the rib, you want to turn in the opposite direction to really lock in that hackle. Then just work with the fibers here. Careful that you don't lay down too many of them. You can of course always brush them out afterwards, but you will get a much better result if you do this as you work your way through. the fly. And wriggle it through the jungle of fibers. Like this. And just for good measure, I like to give it an extra turn back here, because this is turned in the opposite direction of the direction that I'm tying my tying thread, which is this way, and the rib was this way, so it will kind of just, it will want to work against that, so that's why I like to make an extra turn with the rib, so I can catch that in, if that makes sense. Like that, and it kind of gives it a little tag back here as well. Let's get a whip finish in here. And another one. Like that. Cut off the tying thread. Now all there's left to do is to brush it out with this hopeless brush I have here. Some of that nice dubbing under there. And when this fly gets wet, it will become really translucent, and you can see these turns from the rib really shine through there. It looks really nice in the water, and the feathers will kind of act like a halo around the fly and looking like small legs and all that. So really deadly little fly here. I think Davey did it with a coq de leon, which is also a really cool feather for that. I just like the softness of the hen feathers for something like this. And that there, ladies and gentlemen, is the finished fly. See it here. This is just so deadly. Let me get it out of the vise. It's kind of hard to demonstrate it there. So here it is, with these long, translucent, super hairs in front. Killer, this one. Right, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Leave this video with a thumbs up and a comment. If you have any questions or just want to say hi, leave your questions and comments down below. Please check out some of the links I've left for you guys. I have done a complete makeover of all the descriptions on all my videos with some of the tools I use, the UV resin, the hooks, and some for example, this dubbing needle here with a brush on, and I have never used actually, because I'm a little bit OCD and I don't like this getting dirty, which is weird, I know. So check out some of the links below, and I will see you guys in the next video.